see someone like Urs.
Urs right now, in my opinion, doesn't know if he wants to be a bodybuilder or a classic physique guy.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel. So let's start this video with this latest physique update of none other than the Persian Wolf, Hadi Chopan. So Hadi Chopan won the Olympia back in 2022 and that was the only Olympia that he won, and he came in second the next year and also last year. So he's another Miss Olympia champion trying to make history this year by becoming the second only man in the history of bodybuilding to win that Olympia title back after losing it once. Now Hadi is a perfect definition of a man who just isn't scared of any kind of weights in the gym, no matter what. Whatever phase he's in, he always goes absolutely balls to the walls. So those right there are 7 plates on each side, and the man is doing a drop set with it. So we see these kind of insane lifts from Hadi Chopan every single year. And this is the time, 18 weeks out of this year's Miss Olympia, where his strength is gonna continue to grow over the next coming weeks. In fact, we have seen him doing some very impressive lifts, even when he is very close to Miss Olympia or any competition that he is competing in. And the fact is that is something that nobody dares to risk, because it can easily lead to an injury, especially when you are that close to being contest ready and when you're carrying such a low amount of body fat. Because first of all, you are eating very little food, very low amount of carbs at that time. So the energy, that is pretty low. Plus, the joints, they become very dry towards the end of the contest prep. Now Hadi Chopan is fighting for his legacy at the moment. He was the defending Arnold champion last year. And despite the big money that was being offered this year, $500,000, he chose to skip that show. And that was to focus on just one show, the Olympia this year. Now on paper, if this prep goes very smoothly for Hadi Chopan, the man is gonna be at a point where he's gonna look very scary, because he's the only guy in that Olympia top 5 who has taken the whole year off. I mean, who can match the hotness and the dryness and the graininess of a guy like Hadi Chopan, especially from the front. And if he comes in bigger, while at the same time maintaining that same small waistline, he's gonna be very hard to beat. Now Hadi is a very special athlete. He's very unique when it comes to that muscle quality, that hotness, that density. That is one of the best out there, if not the best. Now last year's Olympia version of Hadi Chopan, that wasn't his best ever. But that is the thing with him. Even when this guy is off by his own standards, he's still one of the most ripped and one of the most detailed guy on the stage, especially in those front shots. So Hadi still has 18 more weeks to go to beat the Arnold Ohio look from last year. The look that can certainly earn him the Olympia title once again this year. Next up, we have a follow-up on that Liheni's front relaxed motorbike stance in regards to modern bodybuilding, which went up for discussion on the Muscle Discord IG page, and big names in bodybuilding, they jumped in to share their 2 cents. And the person in reference here, that is the former Miss Olympia champion and the reigning Arnold champion, Derek Lunsford. So the only reason Derek does this variation of that front relaxed is that he has the most amazing thick lats that gives him that crazy X-frame, one of the most insane V-taper in that entire men's open division. And he's hitting that shot in a way that make his proportions look the most appealing and more cartoonish. And it is just like the way people twist or place one of their legs out front when hitting the front double biceps or the front lat spread to create that illusion of having more V-taper and a small waistline. It is exactly the way people hit vacuums to make the waist appear even smaller. So maybe all of these guys from back in the 90s and the 80s, they used to hit that pose a bit differently in their prime time. But Derek Lunsford in particular, he has one of the most impressive X-frame in the modern times. Now I have no idea why all of a sudden people started disliking his physique when you can just go back in time, and not too back in time. Just take a look at the first impression of Derek on the Open Olympia stage back in 2022. That year he made his Open Olympia debut. The audience was in total and complete shock when Derek hit that front relaxed pose. Now all that being said, what do you guys think? Was the old school stance in this particular pose better than this one, which some of these guys are hitting right now? Next up, we have another 18 weeks out physique update from Martin-Fitzwater. Now, I have got to say Martin must have had some fun watching all of those videos where it was being speculated that he might jump in and do this upcoming Dubai Pro, especially for the prize money. So the man categorically denied it for the second time this week. And all his focus, that is on just one show, the upcoming Miss Olympia in October. So he posted a full physique update 1 week ago. And Martin, we know, is absolutely shredded to the bone at 3 weeks out of any show. So that was also a good indication that after the Pittsburgh Pro, it was time to go back to the drawing board one more time. Because many people out there, they still believe that even if he was ripped, even if he was in that same condition as he was at the Olympia last year, he still would not have beaten this version of Nick or Derek. Just because Nick is overall way bigger and way denser, while Derek, on the other hand, he is way too complete. So Martin's journey to the Olympia top 4 at his Olympia debut, that was so quick. I mean, nobody could have predicted that he would go on and beat a guy like Andrea Jacked at his Olympia debut, but that he did. Not only he beat Hunter Labrada, William Bonac, Brandon Curry, Andrea Jacked. Those are all very big names. And the peak of Martin, that was hit at his Olympia debut last year. That was absolute perfection. Now, he did not look that good at Prague Pro in that post-Olympia show, or even at this year's Pittsburgh Pro, where he wasn't even close to his all-time best. Although we continue to hear the same statement from all of his team and his camp that he's gonna be 10 pounds heavier. But Martin just wasn't hard enough or dry enough to pose a challenge for Nick and Derek. Now he's up for a big challenge here one more time, cracking top 4 again at the Olympia this year. That means he's gonna either have to beat a former Miss Olympia, or he has to beat the mutant. And that is based on the assumption that Hadi, Nick, Derek and Samson, they are gonna be our top 4. Next up, we have an 18 weeks out physique update from Urs Kalashinsky. Now people want him to switch to the men's open bodybuilding because the man is just way too big for classic physique division at this point. And it isn't just the fans. A guy like Steve Weinberger, he was amazed to see Urs having such great lines, such amazing body composition, especially in his quads. And he had very visible abs while he was at the peak of his offseason. And Marcus Rule, the German bodybuilding legend, he also mentioned the same thing, that Urs can easily jump in for the men's open cloth and the head judge of the Olympia. He also mentioned one more thing, that Urs has to decide right now in what direction he wants his career to go in.
See someone like Urs.
Urs right now, in my opinion, doesn't know if he wants to be a bodybuilder or a classic physique guy. I saw him, he was huge. He was here all week. He was huge. But yet he still had abdominals, he still had separation in his thighs. I mean, he's got to pick one or the other, because just sitting in the middle I don't think is good.
The problem is that he's also a bit too small for the men's open bodybuilding at the moment. And why would he even consider switching divisions when, despite all that struggle that he goes in making that weight cutoff, he has never been outside of that top 3 in classic physique Miss Olympia since 2022. His shape, his structure, his flow, that is all about classic. And this time, he is coming back with bigger arms and a bare back. Now we know Urs never had this long of an offseason since he won his first ever pro show, because he has been doing the Arnold and the Olympia every single year, and also a bunch of other shows. This was his first time taking the whole year off, so he's gonna bring a condition of his lifetime in October. And he said that to Chris Bumstead, that he wants to come in like Andrea Monza, who is known as the most conditioned guy in that entire bodybuilding history. Now, not many people believed that Urs will be making top 3 at the Olympia last year, because he just did not have a good showing at the Arnold, Ohio last year. But the man showed up to battle, so expect nothing less this year either, because this time the stakes are even higher. Next up, we have the physique update from Andrea Presti. So that looks like an update that's more or less, I'm gonna say, 4 weeks out. And going by his track record, Presti loves to do the Portugal Pro. He holds a unique record of winning that show 3 times. So it's a high likelihood that we are gonna see Presti back on that stage. Now, I'm gonna say he miscalculated a bit of his timing entering into the first show of his season, because in case a guy like Nathan Diesha, he shows up there, he will make things very difficult for Andrea Presti. Now, you can never count Presti out when it comes to being shredded. People criticize his legs all the time, but do not forget that he has been on that Miss Olympia stage 3 times in his pro career and has beaten more balanced physiques based on his superb conditioning, and the man looks very dry for 4 weeks out. Now, not many people know that Presti was unable to train his legs because of an injury that happened earlier during his career, and he only started training his legs heavy after 2021, and he has made his overall balance way better over the years. But the thing is, when he stands next to some good competition, he gets kind of exposed. So looking forward to this improved look from Andrea Presti this year. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.